We could go down the list and we could look at all these fantastic players. And yes, I left some off and Luka and all that. Yes, I left some off and Luka and all that.
Doncic maneuvers for the lead. Got it!
But upon reflection, I definitely thought that
Trigger
Jalen
word.
Brunson deserved to be first team. Believe it or not, even ahead of Luka.
6 to shoot. Doncic, three-pointer, down. Luka with the mean mug on his way back.
I got Jason Tatum, 7. He's a superstar who shows up in big games, give him credit where credit's due. Then I have Luka. I understand how sensational Luka is offensively.
Right.
That brother don't think about stopping the cold.
If you're not a big fan of Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks, the last month of playoff basketball has been a pretty rough time for you. As looking at Luka individually, from the first round of the conference finals, he's answered the call time and time again when Dallas needed him most. And looking at both Kyrie and Luka, I've never seen two individual players, a tandem and a duo, flip the narrative so fast in under 8 months.
Luka is the one, dare I say, that has a huge question mark hovering over him. We're going to find out about Luka. This is by an NBA official. We're going to find out about Luka, not his game, but his leadership. But in terms of galvanizing the troops, maximizing potential around them, and leading, he is sorely lacking.
That's how dark it was for Luka Doncic near the end of the 23 season. That's why this year's playoff run is the ultimate middle finger to all the ESPN talking heads. And don't forget, even as late as January 30th of this season, with Dallas on the fringe of being a playoff team and a play-in tournament team, Stephen A. Smith was blaming Luka Doncic, the player, for Dallas not re-signing Brunson back in 2022.
We have brought up Brunson in New York. We looked at Milwaukee and held Giannis accountable. Do we hold Luka accountable for not insisting that Dallas keep Brunson? And not only that question, do we also look at the Dallas Mavericks and ask this question? Was Kyrie a better option?
Stephen A. Smith's hatred for Luka Doncic, it really is unparalleled. As to blame Luka, the individual player, for the Mavs not re-signing Brunson, how do you reach that conclusion? And of course, looking at this year's finals, Dallas versus Boston, Luka versus Tatum. 8 months ago, Stephen A. Smith was debating these two guys and was the better overall player. And take a wild guess who he picked.
A lot of people would say Luka. I'm going to say Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum's 6'9". Jason Tatum can shoot the three. I saw Jason Tatum drop 46 in a closeout playoff game 6 in Milwaukee. I saw Jason Tatum handle his business in a game 7. I've seen a young Jason Tatum who ain't even 27 years of age yet be a primary option on a team that's going to 5 conference championship games.
I'm telling you guys, Stephen A. Smith just hates Luka Doncic with a burning passion. And the Luka versus Tatum debate, I'm not even going to get into this. It's not even a real debate to have. Luka Doncic, at the worst, is a top 2 player. And some would argue right now, the best in the world. Tatum, in my view, is a tier 2 superstar in that top 5, top 6 range, which is still fantastic. But comparing to Luka Doncic, he's not on that level, at least not yet. And attacking Stephen A. Smith's overall argument for Tatum being better, Stephen A.'s first point was saying Tatum is 6'9". Now look, if you're debating players and your first bullet point is someone's height, I think you might have to reevaluate who's actually better. And the crazy thing is Luka Doncic, he's 6'7", not like he's 6'2" or 5'9". And unlike Tatum, I'd argue Luka Doncic plays actually taller than he is. He embraces physicality, he drives the basket, and loves getting the free throw line. Tatum at times kind of plays soft and settles for jump shots. And Stephen A. Smith's second bullet point for why Tatum is the better overall player is that JT is in clutch in big games. And look, Tatum in the clutch gets a bad rap. But here's the thing, comparing Tatum versus Luka in the clutch, big time game performances, you're setting Tatum up for failure and slander by comparing him to Luka Doncic. Go back to Luka in his second NBA season, 2020 Game 4 versus the Clippers, the Mavericks down 2-1. Luka in this game, 43 points, 17 boards, 13 assists, 18 of 31 shooting. And of course the buzzer-beating jump shot over Reggie Jackson.
Back to Doncic. Doncic pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang!
The following year in 2021, in a Game 7 versus the Clippers in LA, 46 points at the time a record, 14 assists, 7 boards, on 17 of 30 shooting. The following year in 2022, again in Game 7, this time versus the Suns, 35 points, 27 in the first half, 10 boards, 4 assists, on 12 of 19 shooting. Now those overall stats and numbers are highly impressive, but Luka in the first half ended this game by himself.
Doncic, big bridges on him, shot clock at 4, and a step back shot.
Man, it ain't right. It is not right what Luka is doing to the Phoenix Suns.
And looking at the 24 playoffs, Luka in the closeout games. Versus the Clippers, 28 points, 13 boards, 7 assists. Versus Oklahoma City, a 29-point triple-double. And versus Minnesota, an exact carbon copy of the Game 7 versus the Phoenix Suns. Like I said prior to this, Jason Tatum is an underrated clutch player. But comparing him to Luka Doncic, that's a pretty wide gap in terms of clutch play and overall big game performances. Now, looking at our last video clip, we have the top 5 duos in the NBA, according to Stephen A. Smith, coming into this season.
I got Jokic and Murray, Giannis and Dame, KD and Booker, LeBron AD, Kawhi PG. I thought about Kawhi and Luka, but somebody got to play defense.
Now, the point of this clip isn't to expose Stephen A. Smith per se, but what it is there to show you guys is that Kyrie and Luka collectively have overcame all the odds and elevated themselves into the best duos in the league. And looking at those top 5 duos in the postseason, Jamal and Jokic, 1 series win. Giannis and Dame, 0 games played together. KD and Booker together, 0 playoff wins. LeBron and Davis, 1 playoff win. And Kawhi and PG, 0 games played together. Kyrie and Luka in this postseason have won more playoff games and playoff series than all those duos combined. And the ironic thing about Stephen A. Smith's video clip right there, at the very end he took a shot at Luka Doncic and his defense.
Kawhi PG. I thought about Kawhi and Luka, but somebody got to play defense.
Now, the irony in Stephen A. Smith taking a shot at Luka and Kyrie, it is pretty rich. As not only 24 playoffs, of course, they're both available and healthy and play the best defense of their careers. And compared to a duo like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, Luka and Kyrie in 1 playoff run alone accomplished more than these guys in 5 consecutive seasons. I mean, look at these 2 guys in Dallas in this year's playoff run. Nearly 900 points combined. George and Leonard in 2020, 630 points combined. 21, 845. 22, 0. 23, couldn't crack 70. And this year in 2024, Kawhi Leonard didn't even play.
I think I can smell shite.
Long story short, the PG and Kawhi duo, one of the most overrated, overhyped duos in league history. And looking at Dallas's duo, the way Kyrie and Luka complement each other, not nearly as clunky, your turn, my turn, as a lot of other duos. And coming into the playoffs, what I called Kyrie and Luka was basically mini Jokic and Jamal Murray. As of course, Luka Doncic is basically guard version Jokic, and Kyrie is Jamal Murray on steroids. And looking at the overall numbers, how Luka complements Kyrie, Kyrie complements Luka. Luka in first half scoring ranks first at 15.5 points per game. Kyrie, 8.2, which ranks 36th. Now here's the crazy thing. In second half scoring, Luka is still top 10 at 13.3. But Kyrie Irving goes from 8.2 to nearly 15 points per game on 50% shooting. The way Luka and Kyrie play off each other, it is very Jamal Jokic-esque. And what makes Dallas so deadly as a team is that late in the ballgame, most of these series, they have the 2 best closers and 4th quarter performers. So that right there is the end of the video, and once again Luka Doncic continuously proving ESPN wrong all of 2024. As always, thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.